Good morning, viewers within South Sudan and outside South Sudan. This is South Sudan Media in Juba. Today we come and visit the office of Ministry of Water Resource and Irrigation. So today we have our Minister Honorable Deng. Deng, you're most welcome.
Thank you so much for hosting me, and I also have the opportunity to thank the viewers for attending these interactions I'm going to have with South Sudan Media.
Okay, Honorable Minister, since you started working as the minister, what have you achieved so far in the ministry?
That is a very good question. I think I will not be able to remember most of what I have achieved since I have resumed my position as a minister, because there are quite a lot. But to mention only a few, when I came to the ministry, I have succeeded in reactivating the relationship between the ministry and implementing agencies. And as a result of this achievement, the Ministry of Water Resources has secured a lot of funding from the African Development Bank, from JICA, UNICEF, and the World Bank. During this time, we have succeeded in securing funds for constructions of 39 public sanitation facilities in surrounding villages of Juba. We are now also, with the support of the African Development Bank, trying to rehabilitate household 5 lines water network in Juba. The Swedish government has also given us some funding for feasibility studies on wastewater management. And recently we have launched a regional climate resilient project funded by International Development Agency through the World Bank. It's $215 million projects. We have got also $24.5 million from the African Development Bank. So the achievements we have made as ministry, as South Sudan Urban Water Corporation since I came as a minister are quite big. We have succeeded at the levels of the ministry to renovate, the facility, the ministry, or the whole ministry, and we are also very much succeeding in doing policy reviews for most of the documents, which are very important, from which the ministry is going to drive plans, program, and strategies.
Okay. Like right now we have water challenges that in our country is happening, just like you mentioned before. You said the JICA, you work with them, a project of water. Mm-hmm. Okay, and we are facing challenges, outside there, because we have the crisis, and also our people who are working here, like 90% those who are working with water tank, those are all foreigners, not South Sudanese, and they are charging people a lot of money. So what is your impact outside on that?
Well, this is also one of the challenges that we are facing as a ministry. Juba, as a national capital and regional hub, does not have water infrastructure. So we do not have a household network connection, and the only way we are providing water to the population in the city is through tankers. Mm-hmm. We do not own the tankers. They are individually owned, and as a result of that, we cannot have control over the owners of the tankers, and this has made the price of water in the city very high. And for us to change the status quo of water supply by tankers, the only thing we need to do is to ensure that household connection is very important. And as we speak now, the rehabilitation and extensions of 5 lines for the household connection is ongoing. But this is time-taking. This also requires a lot of resources to be mobilized. It cannot be achieved just overnight. But so long as we are convinced, and so long as we are very much committed to make sure that the populations in Juba and in other towns needs to have access to safe and clean drinking water. I hope, and I'm very optimistic that this is going to change.
Yeah, okay. And also, you talk all that before. You said you guys are working with the JICA, the water project. Now the JICA have like most of the places they met all the where people can fetch water from, but people are fetching water in particular areas. They fetch water with money in that place. Is it like government policy or it's individual?
It is the case in any part of the world, in any country. You cannot get water freely. It comes with cost, because for this water to be produced, there is a need for chemical to be procured. The electricity for running the facility has to be paid, and the maintenance and operations of such facilities have to be covered financially. So for this to be covered, there is a need for user charges to be levied on water, on those that are coming to buy from the facility. So it's a government policy. However, the price that we have set for blue tanker owners and for everyone coming to buy water at filling stations or from the cows is so minimum that it can be afforded by everyone.
Okay, and what is the relationship between Egypt and South Sudan in water sector? And if there is a cooperation between the Egyptians, what are the benefits?
The relationship between Egypt and the government of South Sudan in water sector is very crucial. Egypt is one of the government that contributes a lot to water supply, hygiene, and sanitation. They have supported or succeeded to construct for the people in South Sudan over 21 small water stations, over 21 groundwater stations in different parts of the country, and they are still also providing funding for such kinds of projects. They also provide capacity building for the staff in the ministry. They are also the one responsible for providing training for our technicians running the laboratory, Juba laboratory in Juba. And so the cooperation has a lot of benefit for the government of South Sudan and for the people of South Sudan. And that is where our relationship with Egypt is based.
Okay, and also there is another challenge that we are facing, because now we have a small place where people used to fetch water, and what they are using is they are fixing pipe inside maybe aside to the roadside, but in the road that we have, the roads are all very small, and they're fixing the pipe down. What is your message to them? Because we have very small roads in South Sudan. Actually, we have very small roads, but they're fixing pipes of water pipe down to the some areas.
You know, anything related to road patterns and then the designs of the city is something related to master development plan of the city. You know, Juba has been designed in such a way that the roads are very small, and the households are also clustered. It's quite very challenging, you know, for us to extend pipes along the road pattern, because the roads are very small, as you said, and the cost is huge. So the only thing I would like to tell public as a result of this 5-line expansion along the patterns of main road is that they have to bear with the engineers, they have to cooperate with them, and they should also know that this is done for their own benefits and common good.
Okay, and also, what are the challenges that you faced in the ministry, and what are your plans? What are your plans that you really overcome of them?
Challenges are part of lives. We have to accept. Wherever you live, you live with challenges.
Yes.
This is my own understanding, and I hope this understanding holds true for everyone. Well, in the ministry, one of the challenges we face, and that is a very serious obstacle to the implementations of our plans, program, and strategies, is the lack of funding. In the budgets of the Ministry of Water Resources, you cannot find at least 10,000 SSP allocated even for a repair of borehole, of broken borehole. We can have the smart ideas, we can have the smart plans, we can have the best strategies, but if we don't have the financial resources for translating such kinds of ideas, plans, programs, and strategies into practice, we cannot succeed in achieving what we want. And so I am working with my team in the ministry to make sure that in next year budget there will be an increase or consideration for programs and activities of the Ministry of Water Resources to be considered. Water is very critical. It's life itself. Without water you cannot live. The population of South Sudan having year-round access to safe and clean drinking water is only 40%. This is actually telling that there is a problem associated with water supply, which results in poor health that leads to poor productivity. And so for the government to make sure that we have a healthy population which will be productive, investment in water sector is very critical.
Okay, so like those people who are looking out for you, like all South Sudanese who are looking out for you, what is your message to them outside there? For those people who are really in it and even want to know more about you, what is your message for them?
My message is that my objectives, number one, is that we need to have access to safe and clean drinking water for majority of the people in South Sudan. And for me to succeed, I need the support of everyone. I need the support of the top leadership. I need the support of the humanitarian community and the donor community as well, for us to be able to make certain changes for the common good and benefit of the people, especially in relation to water sector.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister Deng. Actually, we really appreciate your cooperating with us as a South Sudan media in Juba. We are really so happy to meet you physical and also to talk with you more about like what is happening in South Sudan. I hope those people who are thinking negative in your name outside there, they will also be like very happy to hear from you, so that they will know like who are you and what are you doing to them in South Sudan. So like your last message to them, what is your last message like to our youth outside, also the government outside, and also like most of the team leaders who are working outside dealing with the project of water?
I think I have captured your question very well, because it was like you were wrapping up.
Okay, sorry.
Well, I think I was very clear that what I need is the support of the government.
Thank you.
In any plan, program, and strategies that we want to implement, the will and the commitment of the whole government is very essential and critical in this matter. Because without this, we will not be able to get financial resources for implementation of such kinds of programs and plans. So, and this actually should come from budget allocation. If you want, 80% of our population to have access to water supply, hygiene, and sanitation, which can improve living standards of majority of people, that can also result in cutting costs of medical supply, then a financial allocation to the Ministry of Water Resources is very important. And for us to succeed in attracting, the support of the donor community, you cannot start to cook. You put your pots on a cooking stone without having something to put in first. You have to put the pot on the cooking stone.
Yes.
And then you put something very small, and then you go and ask for others to contribute to the pot.
Yes.
So for me to be able to attract funding from the humanitarian community, from the donor community, I need to have at least something to contribute first, and then the rest will come and put their contributions into. And these should be done by the government. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister Pal Mai Deng. We are really so happy to visit your office, and a pleasure is ours. Thank you, viewers outside there. Today we visit the office of Honorable Minister Pal Mai Deng. Today we have found most of important things that we are looking for, and for those who are outside, we call off to work hand to hand with him and also cooperate with him with everything that he already tackled on. And we are very happy here today, and we said bye bye until we meet another next episode. Thank you.
Thank you so much.